guys, welcome back. Today we're gonna go over Lion's new video and also the events that's been going on this week. First of all, Crypto Mason has now acknowledged Lion. He posted a video of one of his charts, and he actually briefly spoke about it, and he said he resonates with XRP-Lion's Fed buyback. The only other guy I'm waiting for now is Matty G. I have a feeling Matty G is probably will not accept it at first, but I think eventually he will. Only because the guys that know what's going on in the world, like who actually runs it, tend to believe this buyback because it makes a lot of sense to these guys. Also makes a lot of sense to me. I saw a little piece from BitBoy talking to his Bitcoin maxi friends, and he actually in the video says that SEC and Ripple are together. Alright, so this is the first time I actually heard him say this, which tells me he knows a lot of about what's going on with this whole thing, that it's all a show. I don't know if it's a plan to make him get us to sell before 4K. I don't know, because all these chart analysts and all these guys like BitBoy and all these other YouTubers, they're gonna be the key people that these elites are gonna get to have us sell our XRPs below 4,000. Because when you start seeing analysts saying there's gonna be a pullback, then that gets the elites to buy all the people's XRPs that are selling their XRPs. If all these analysts are saying there's going to be a pullback, so everybody is trying to sell their XRPs. So this could be a tool for the elites to get more XRPs. In the video I recommended the other day with Crypto Mason, I watched the first part of it, about 20-minute mark. There's a guy on there that starts talking about how the world kind of works, and he knows where digital currency is going. And this guy, I mean, he's right in what he's saying, but he's leaving out one question. He knows it's going to digital currency, but he's forgetting to ask the one question that I asked a long time ago, which was, we know they're going to a one world currency, and we know it's going to be digital cashless, so you have to figure out what that is. Once he asks the right question, it will lead him to XRP. And real quick before we go into the Lions video that he talks about is about the U.S. citizens. If you're outside the U.S. and you're not a U.S. citizen, you're gonna be fine. There's no restrictions imposed on you. You're going to work together with your country's central bank, and you're gonna get your 4,025 XRP. And this might be different though, because the amount that Lion actually said was 5,975. So with the U.S. taxes, it's 4,025 per XRP. So for anybody outside the U.S. who is not a U.S. citizen, this is going to be dependent on your country's taxes. So if you're not a U.S. citizen and you have XRP, you're good. Now, if you're a U.S. citizen in the U.S. and you brought it to a VPN, you may not be good. We'll have to hear more from XRP Lion to see what's happening with that. And everything I say in this channel from the beginning has all been related together. It all relates to XRP one way or another, because everything links to the billionaires. All the food we eat, all the poisons we have, all links to the billionaires. This is how you know XRP is the one, because everything is linked to their plans. And the feds must have all their XRPs. Alright, and their excuse would be because it's to limit volatility. The other main reasons also is that they don't want people getting rich. Because again, 250,000 XRP multiplied by 4,000 is a billion. So anybody has more than 250,000 XRP, the common folk are going to be billionaires. This is why they picked that amount, because 98% of us are not going to have that much. Alright, so it's mostly their friends, but a few people who actually know about XRP have that much, or got into it early. Alright, on to XRP-Lion's video now. So in the video he discusses things you can do with the tax havens, which if you have a lot, you're going to have to start doing this when you do have the Fed buyback. Setting up foundations, setting up a trust, 503 entities, things like that. I don't know anything about that, so I'm going to have to find a tax people to start doing this stuff for me if that happens, and hopefully you will too. And we need to figure out also if one of my main questions with this Fed now system is it in fiat or is it paid in CBDC? I would assume it's paid in CBDC, but we also have to think they may pay us out in fiat and then crash the dollar. And if we have it in fiat, it's going to be very hard to move it. Even CBDC, it's going to be hard to move money around to different places. You know that you can't go back into Coinbase because they probably have limits. So it's going to be tough to move this money around. And then if you go to USDC, there's also a limit of like $75,000 per week, I think, on Coinbase, and also an uphold. So it's going to be hard to buy major purchases like apartment buildings and condos, because it's going to be a limit to get the money out unless that place that you're buying it from accepts USDC. So maybe a fiat system payment is good also, but you have to move that money quickly and buy those properties. Just some stuff to think about. And when it comes down to the pre-lawsuit XRPs, I mean, Lions mentioned they could, in exchange for not going to jail, you just give up your XRP. I don't know anything about this stuff, about what they're gonna do or how they're gonna do it. So just some things to think about. And I could see the government doing that. On Lion's Twitter, somebody's made a comment that said, really want to give your passphrase to the government, which, you know, he has a point. And of course the government is saying that they need to have it so they can verify us as the owner. Alright, so we gotta be careful with this too. Like, I don't know what the whole plan is with that, but you gotta be careful. My plan is to buy another ledger and move the amount I'm going to give up for the Fed buyback to that ledger wallet. But yeah, I mean, giving your passphrase to the government, it sounds a lot like the gold buyback back in 1930s. Lion also pointed out that you have to have the XRPs this year, as there is a 2-year statute. And the key was Wyoming in July 7th. So you'll have to watch this video, he'll explain you more. But that was the key, and they must have a 2-year statute for this XRP, and it's so there's no adverse claims for 2 years. There has to be no claims for 2 years for them to roll out this plan in 2 years' time. Which all this stuff, this legal mumbo jumbo, it does make sense. I could see them paying us out in fiat so they can crash it. I could see them doing that. So we have to move quickly once this money comes. Once we get it. I mean, you can even sell some to the exchanges at, like, if it's allowed, between 1, 2, or 3,000, just so you have that cash. You don't have to wait for the Fed buyback. I may do that too. I don't want to put all of it on the Fed buyback and then something happens where you don't get it. Not that I don't trust the government, but I would like to have, at least in case something happens, at least I have money from selling it out at 3,000, for example, not 4,000. I think when I was talking about the exchanges, you know, possibly taking your XRPs, and when I was following Lion, he didn't seem to anticipate that part of it. But recently he's flipped, and he's saying that you need to put it into a ledger, your XRPs, because the exchanges could technically take it. All right. So again, put your XRPs in a ledger, get it out of the exchanges, and only go to the exchange when you're ready to sell. And they're saying that there's going to be no pullbacks on this. Everyone's going to be waiting for pullbacks, and the price is just going to keep rising. And then they'll say pullback, and then it just keeps rising. I'm thinking again, it has to be a high price before we get to the Fed announcement. Most people would have sold most of the coins before even the Fed announcement, I would think, because of all the FUD to sell it at 589, for example. Everyone's going to be selling 589 and saying it's going to dump, and so everybody sells at 589 and then it just keeps going up. So just be ready for anything that happens. And guys, let's see what happens on Monday, because Monday is the opening bell, 9 a.m. in US for the stock market. I don't know what's going to happen here. I'm hearing a bunch of dates, but we just got to see and wait. But the next major date is the 19th, and we'll see if XRP-LION is correct. If he is, then we'll all be happy. If not, maybe there's a delay, maybe it's a hoax, we don't know. And that concludes what I'm going to say today. I just wanted to go over some of those things. Sorry, I was kind of jumping around a little bit. When you get your money from the XRPs, do good things with it. If you do good things, more blessings will come to you. So help people, and the more will come back. Alright guys, see ya. Bye.